Do you feel like your emails aren't converting? Maybe your blog posts aren't working for you? You are putting out content and it doesn't seem to be happening? Well, let's talk today about calls to action. That's what we want when we want people to convert, right? We use a call to action. Hey, I'm Michelle Sissom. I want to welcome you to Entrepreneurs Take Action. And like I said, today we're going to talk about a couple of different calls to action. So what is a call to action? You guys know this if you've been paying attention, right? And that is what we ask our audience to do. So whether we are blogging or we are sending out emails or even social media posts, whatever those things are, we want to be looking for a couple of different calls to action. Now, this all started for me when I was talking to someone about them blogging, and they said they get really stuck when it comes to figuring out what the call to action on the blog post should be. And so I told them that what they could do is actually create like a little cheat sheet of calls to action, a couple of different kinds. And then that way, when they were creating a blog post, writing an email, posting on social media, they would know, they could just choose from this different variety of calls to action. So today, we're going to talk about 5 calls to action. The first one being to sign up for something. So maybe you're doing a webinar, you're doing a webinar on how to use Facebook, and you're blogging about that, and you blog about some strategy for Facebook, and at the very bottom of the blog, your call to action is, if you want to learn more about this topic, please join me for this great webinar that I'm going to be doing. So you would have a link there on the bottom of the blog post to the webinar. So what is it where you're giving them more content? Most of the time I'm seeing these are webinars, teleseminars, and that's a great call to action from a blog, from an email, from a social media post. Perfect call to action. The second call to action would be if you've written a blog, it's fairly generic, it's very evergreen. We want a very evergreen blog post if possible. And you're just looking for a great way to end it. It could be as simple as connect with me on social media. I want to get to know more about what you've got going on. So be sure we're connected. Here's a link to me on Facebook. Here's a link to me on Twitter, that type of thing. So connect on social media, number 2. Number 3 would be to direct them to another blog post. So the call to action, maybe you've written a great blog post about how to paint a car, and your call to action is a blog post that you wrote about how to choose a color, right? And so have them take that next action. Call to action number 3. Number 4 is to ask them to hit reply and answer some question. Whether that is hit reply on an email, or it could be leave a comment below, right, on your blog post, something to get them to actually respond to something that you're looking for. It could be a survey question. It could be tell me which one I left out. What do you do that's different? Anything like that. Just get them to interact with you. So that's call to action number 4. And then call to action number 5 is get on my calendar. Here's a link to my calendar. I would love to connect with you. When we are trying to find clients, current clients, new clients in our business, if we are a service-based business, then we want to be having sales conversations, and getting people on our calendar is really important. So there you go. Write down the 5 calls to action, and then you've got your little cheat sheet, and you don't have to think really hard when it's time for you to post on social media, write an email, or create a blog post. All right, this is Michelle Sissom saying have a great day and be decisive. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.